Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Iga Swiatek backed in bold WTA Rankings prediction by Serena Williams' former coach. Renowned tennis coach Rick Macchi has made a bold statement about Iga Swiatek's greatness and also predicted that the Polish star will soon reclaim the world #1 ranking. Swiatek dropped just a single set en route to claiming her maiden Wimbledon title earlier this month, a triumph that improved her record in Grand Slam finals to an incredible 6-0. The 24-year-old delivered a staggering display to obliterate Amanda Anisimova 6-0, 6-0 in the championship match at the All England Club. With her Wimbledon win, Swiatek ended a 13-month title drought, stretching back to when she secured her fourth French Open crown in June 2024. Swiatek was seeded 8th at Wimbledon, but her victory lifted her to 3rd in the rankings. On X, Macchi hailed Swiatek's ability to adapt and backed her to usurp Aryna Sabalenka as the world #1 before the end of 2025. What we saw with Iga and the backdrop of her ranking dropping to an all-time low and many speed bumps mentally on her best surface for her to flip that script and write a new chapter shows her greatness as one of all-time adapters, said the former coach of Serena and Venus Williams. With her Wimbledon win, Swiatek ended a 13-month title drought, stretching back to when she secured her fourth French Open crown in June 2024. Swiatek was seeded 8th at Wimbledon, but her victory lifted her to 3rd in the rankings. On X, Macchi hailed Swiatek's ability to adapt and backed her to usurp Aryna Sabalenka as the world #1 before the end of 2025. What we saw with Iga and the backdrop of her ranking dropping to an all-time low and many speed bumps mentally on her best surface for her to flip that script and write a new chapter shows her greatness as one of all-time adapters, said the former coach of Serena and Venus Williams. Not a lot of points to defend, and the Polish Punisher will be #1 by year's end. Macchi went on to laud Swiatek's achievements as he recalled the 37-match winning streak she amassed in 2022. Iga is breaking more records than the Beatles, wrote the American. If you back the truck up and take a look at her career, she is the best player this century, and her #1 hit all time is winning 37 in a row. You win 37 in a row in anything, there's no debate you're an all-time great. Following Swiatek's Wimbledon win, Macchi posted, Iga had her worst seed ever at Wimbledon, and on paper a tougher draw. But on the grass, the Polish Punisher planted mental magic seeds of uncanny focus and ball striking, and each match her confidence grew and grew. Iga Swiatek backed in bold WTA Rankings prediction by Serena Williams' former coach. In the ever-evolving world of women's tennis, few names have risen as meteorically and as impactfully as Iga Swiatek. Since bursting onto the global stage with her French Open triumph in 2020, the Polish powerhouse has been an indomitable force, redefining what it means to dominate the WTA Tour in the post-Serena era. Now, with Wimbledon 2025 behind us and the US Open Series looming, a bold prediction from none other than Serena Williams' former coach, Patrick Mouratoglou, has set the tennis world abuzz. Iga Swiatek will reclaim the world #1 spot before the season ends, and this time, she'll keep it. This statement, daring and decisive, comes as the WTA Rankings landscape experiences a turbulent year, with Aryna Sabalenka, Coco Gauff, and Elena Rybakina all jostling for supremacy. The competition has never been fiercer, but Mouratoglou, who helped craft one of the greatest dynasties in tennis history with Serena Williams, sees something in Swiatek that goes beyond numbers, something that whispers of legacy, the making of a modern champion. Swiatek's rise to prominence has not been the result of a singular talent, but rather a symphony of discipline, strategy, and mental resilience. From her footwork on clay to her increasingly adept transitions to faster surfaces, she has shown adaptability beyond her years. Wimbledon 2025 was a major stepping stone. Though grass had once been her Achilles heel, she silenced critics with a run to the semifinals, defeating Madison Keys and Naomi Osaka en route. Her game, once described as too rigid for grass, now bore the fluidity and confidence of a champion in full bloom. She may have lost a tight battle to eventual champion Elena Rybakina, but the match was hailed as a classic that reshaped perception. People always doubted her outside clay, Mouratoglou remarked in an interview after the tournament. But IGA has shown that great champions don't fear evolution, they chase it. The coach's crystal ball. Mouratoglou's bold prediction isn't just rooted in admiration. As someone who helped Serena navigate through the shifting sands of the WTA for over a decade, his opinion carries weight. What separates IGA from the rest is her hunger to improve, even when she's winning, he said. That is what kept Serena on top for so long. I see that same drive in IGA. According to him, Swiatek's game has matured in 3 critical ways. Serve consistency, once a vulnerability. Swiatek's serve now holds up under pressure. Her first serve percentage has improved dramatically, allowing her to dictate play even on faster courts. Mental fortitude. Working with sports psychologists since her teen years, IGA has become a fortress of focus. Her ability to remain composed in tight matches, especially against Gauff and Sabalenka, has turned the tide in her favor more often than not. Strategic aggression. No longer content to simply grind from the baseline, Swiatek has added elements of calculated aggression to her game, coming to the net more frequently, mixing in slices, and adjusting her pace mid-rally have made her far less predictable. With the U.S. hardcourt swing approaching, a domain she has conquered before, Mouratoglou believes the stars are aligning. She'll dominate in Canada. She'll go deep at the U.S. Open. The others are great, but IGA has the consistency and fitness to outlast them all. Swiatek's response, quiet confidence. When asked about Mouratoglou's comments during a media day in Warsaw, Swiatek smiled modestly. I've always respected Patrick, she said. It's an honor to be mentioned like that, but I try not to think too much about predictions. Tennis is played on the court, not on paper. Yet her eyes glimmered with the quiet fire of someone who believes in her path. Her team, led by coach Tomasz Wiktorowski, has carefully tailored her 2025 schedule to peak at the U.S. Open, a clear sign that the #1 spot isn't just a dream, but a mission. The rankings race heats up. As it stands post-Wimbledon, Aryna Sabalenka holds the top spot, with Coco Gauff nipping at her heels and Swiatek not far behind. All 3 have won titles this year, and all 3 have faltered in key matches. But momentum, that elusive currency in tennis, seems to be shifting. Swiatek's commanding win over Gauff in Rome, followed by a resilient run at Wimbledon, has re-established her as a frontrunner. Analysts note that she's entering the North American summer swing with fewer points to defend compared to her rivals, a key advantage. If she wins in Toronto and reaches at least the semis in New York, the math is simple. WTA analyst John Wertheim noted. Swiatek could easily leapfrog back to #1. Serena's legacy, IGA's inheritance? Mouratoglou's comparison between Swiatek and Williams has ignited debate across tennis circles. Is it fair to compare a 23-year-old with 4 Grand Slam titles to a legend with 23? Perhaps not. But Mouratoglou isn't making a direct parallel in achievement. He's pointing to mindset. Serena was obsessed with improving, even when she had nothing left to prove, he said. IGA is the same. She's building her own path. But the mentality, the refusal to settle, is what makes her truly dangerous. The WTA has long yearned for a figure who could combine dominance with humility, passion with discipline. Swiatek, with her bookish charm and athletic steel, may be just that. Fans and rivals react. Social media was ablaze after Mouratoglou's statement. Fans flooded X, formerly Twitter, with their takes. Swiatek's coming back. Sabalenka better watch out. If Serena's coach sees greatness in IGA, you know it's real. Gauff versus Swiatek is the new rivalry. Loving it. Even fellow players chimed in. Coco Gauff, always respectful, said, IGA's earned everything she has. If she gets back to #1, it's because she deserves it. Sabalenka, on the other hand, gave a defiant shrug in her presser. I don't really care what coaches say. I focus on what I do. We'll see who finishes on top. Final push, the road ahead. The next 3 months will determine the year-end narrative. Swiatek is slated to play in Toronto, Cincinnati, and the U.S. Open. If she succeeds, She could reclaim her place atop the WTA by October, perhaps sooner if her rivals falter. But she isn't chasing the crown for ego or headlines. As she said in her recent blog post, "I just want to keep evolving. Titles and rankings come and go, but growth stays forever." With that mindset, and the backing of legends like Mouratoglou, Swiatek isn't just aiming to return to number one. She's aiming to stay there. Conclusion: the torch is lit. In the twilight of Serena Williams' era, many wondered who would carry the torch forward. While tennis is too dynamic and diverse to be ruled by one alone, Iga Swiatek has made her case, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. Backed by one of Serena's greatest mentors, with a game sharper than ever, the Polish star is no longer just a former number one looking to bounce back. She is the present, and very likely, the future. As Mouratoglou aptly concluded, "You don't need to be Serena to be legendary. But if you study hard, play harder, and never stop improving, like IGA, you just might write your own history."